Do people actually 100% trust their so? I believe people are downvoting because your replies are ignoring what trust actually means in just asking over and over, but do you know they won't do this? Quote, I have finally come to a point where I completely trust my husband. He has never in 9 years given me reason not to trust him. He has earned AMD deserves Mount Trust. I believe he has always fully trusted me. He's a very trusting person. It was much harder for me to let those walls down and not feel insecure. The answer is yes. People do. Don't think of it as 100% faith, they will never do anything wrong ever. Because sometimes things slip past, like preferences on cheese types or something like that. Instead, it's 98 to 99% that we assume they will not do anything to deliberately harm, injure, kill us while sober, unstressed, unmanipulated, etc. Perfectly reasonable given your lifestyle, circumstances, and so on. If you've been living with them for a long enough time and have had a close eye on their more personal aspect of their lives, can it be misplaced? Of course. Shit happens. Some people are shittier than others. But trust is built over time. And you can only build a bridge so well, so to speak. 26 years together. 18 married. And yes, we trust each other completely. Any dishonesty or cheating is unimaginable. We have the same code on our phones. Neither of us have ever or would ever do anything behind the other's back. We absolutely truly trust each other 100%, and we realize it's a rare thing. Too much salt in the edits, nearly died. Reading the comments. I can only think that Op does not understand the nature of trust. Trust is far more like religious faith than scientific truth. To trust is to not know for certain and yet choose to believe. That's intrinsically part of it. Trust is a leap of faith. It is a state of vulnerability, and you might get hurt. You can't do it just once and then be certain evermore. You have to keep making that leap into vulnerable uncertainty. Again and again. To trust someone else. I don't need to know for certain that I am my partner's soulmate and there is no one on the entire earth who'd be better for them, and no temptation that might make them cheat exists for me to trust them. If I had that certainty, why would I even need to trust? The uncertainty in trust is not a bug. It's a feature. It's acknowledging another as a full person with full agency and the capacity to hurt you. And yet choosing to be vulnerable before them. Choosing to believe that they too acknowledge you in this way. As a person capable of hurting them. But still want to meet you in that vulnerability. It is reaching out, unsure but hoping that the other does the same. If you can only love something you control completely, that does not have the option to do anything that you don't want them to. I'm afraid you are not capable of loving another human. Right now, I know that I wouldn't cheat on my so. But there is no way knowing that it'll stay like this in the future. I might slip up while being drunk. I might just meet my soulmate and cheat on my so on a whim. Realistically, you cannot have 100% certainty. I am 100% sure that I would have to be drugged, ill, without my mental faculties to cheat. It's just not my nature. I find the idea abhorrent. There is no slipping up. I'm an adult that makes choices. I've been drunk. I've been high. I've done things I wouldn't usually do, but staying faithful is not hard. I don't understand this whim business. As if I'm unaware that my actions will have consequences. I think trust, like love, is something you do, not just something you feel. I put my trust into my wife 100%. If I get burned in the process, I'm a big boy and will be okay. I just don't see why I'd harm my relationship on the very slim chance she'll cheat. Maybe. Possibly. At some point. Maybe. Hope this makes sense. You're getting real anal over the 100% part of it. Nothing except death is 100% guaranteed. And taxes. I trust Misa to not cheat, just like how I trust my best friend to not stab me with a battle axe in the middle of the night. Are both situations technically possible? Sure. But the chances are so slim it's not worth worrying over. Also, the fact that you don't trust future self is a bit weird, emo. You have full autonomy over your own actions, present and future. I'd hope you have enough self-restraint and understanding of your own actions to know how to not cheat. If you know you can't hold your liquor well, then don't drink to the point where you might slip up. No one's force-feeding you alcohol. This just seems like some odd rationale to not commit, put in effort towards someone or something. Because you're not 100% certain that nothing bad is going to happen. I might slip up while being drunk. I might just meet my soulmate and cheat on my so on a whim. You don't just slip up. It's a conscious decision. You cheat because you want to cheat. You seem to know deep down that it's a possibility that you'll cheat. Trust completely. Until you are given a reason not to. It's unfair to not trust so without evidence. And it will just fill your head with terrible scenarios and cause jealousy. If you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship. Absolutely yes. I have 100% trust in my wife. The world operates on trust. We are ethnocentric and basically breed to communicate. It's natural to us. Every single day we have to trust hundreds of random strangers around us. There is nothing wrong with giving 100% trust to your significant other. And even if your SA makes a mistake, it's important to allow your partner to get back to 100% trust. When you're surrounded by people you love and you can't trust, there is almost no way to have peace of mind. Peace of mind is one of the best things to have that is not tangible. You were asked why people got pressed at you. Right there in your original, very passive-aggressive post, you call people naive and then dismissively liken their trust in a partner to religious faith. You then call people defensive and/or ableist while still not understanding or accepting what they are explaining to you. You basically posted a rant, but framed it as a question, then attacked people for answering. I highly doubt English language is the issues here. It seems more like your lack of self-awareness is the reason why you've got everyone's backs up. The protection mechanism is called guilt. If you will put more thought in it, it really depends on you. First, you would only trust as much as you are yourself invested in it. After 15 years of marriage, I trust my wife 100%. That being said, I've never been given any reason to question that trust, nor have I given her a reason. It's about honesty and communication. We tell each other things that we would never tell anyone else and can be completely open emotionally without fear of ridicule or judgment. It exists op. This might have been said, but you poked a beehive. Part of it is potential uncertainty and people don't like being poked there. Partly because your stick was a bit sharp. Just as easy to have asked the question without positing that they might be delusional. You left only the choice that they are wrong and you are right in your initial question. You left no opening that you might be off and they might have figured out something valuable in life. As Alan Alda says, having a conversation has to mean that you keep the possibility open that you might be wrong. Why else have it? After reading Edit 3 first. OPPL or just means sometimes. After reading everything else. Well, you kind of insulted everyone by calling it naive to trust PPL and stating that everyone can be corrupted is also an incorrect blanket statement. And you also called PPL delusional for knowing they won't cheat on their So BC, you want to understand others, I'll help you out. You can't do blanket statements like that. You talk like you know everything, and everyone else is wrong, or you insult their character. Merely BC, you don't understand their point of view. Instead of questioning and answering your own questions, just ask others the why and how questions. Listen to what they have to say. Then you can probably ask more questions like, but how do you know you will never cheat on your spouse? But stop before you say things like, I think you're delusional for thinking that way. Some opinions are meant to be kept to oneself. Or if you do continue to insult other PPL, maybe understand that's why PPL are downvoting you or being harsh back to you. I've actually had this issue myself where I could never trust my partners 100% because I did not believe that they could really know their future self. But I've come to realize that trust and knowing are two different things. Al thought I don't know for sure that my partner won't do something bad. I can still trust that he would respect me enough not to. Otherwise, life would be pretty damn difficult to always be suspicious and unsure of my partner.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.